Okay, lawn fans, you ready? So some of you have been asking me to give you an update on the zoysia. It has been so rainy here in Georgia, northwest Georgia. I have not been able to get back here in this backyard and cut for 2 weeks or so. But this zoysia grows very, very slow. I'm going to try to say this right because I always get called out on this, but Zeon Zoysia. But anyways, I put this grass out here because Bermuda's not going to grow. You see this tree canopy all the way around. I tried 3 different layers of Bermuda grass that was given to me for free back here, and this is probably about 2,000 square feet. Again, I'm trying to finish up the aluminum cans. I hate them. But anyways, so the Bermuda wouldn't catch. I put fescue back here, and for the first season, it was beautiful. That thing striped like you would not believe. I loved it, but it just could not hold up to the Georgia humidity and heat, at least in my lawn. If it wasn't for me getting a fungus on it, it was lack of water, moles getting in it, it was just a mess. I had the construction of that back deck put on, they tore it up, so finally I said enough's enough. And for, I think, a good season, I just let weeds grow up back here. I was so frustrated with it. But 3 years ago, I bought this zoysia. The first year, it did great. The second year, man, I struggled with it. I was about to give up on it. I treated it like a redheaded stepchild in the manner that I didn't give it as much attention as I do the front yard. I've always had the belief front yards for show, backyards for go. The dogs, the kids, anybody play out back here on this. So what happened was it didn't get the amount of nutrients that it needed. It definitely did not get enough nitrogen. And it took a long time for spots to fill in last year. So last year, I don't know, one of my buddies told me just hold out. When the heat hits, it's going to be a lot better. I ended up pounding this thing with high nitrogen last year. And about a week later, this thing just took off. It looked beautiful. Now, there are still issues with it. I've got compaction issues, like under this tree right here, and that tree absorbs a lot of the nutrients and moisture water from the ground. I need to aerate that, put some amendments in the soil, and push it with a high nitrogen fertilizer. I've just been lazy doing that for years now. That's always been the case there. Up under the deck right here, you get a lot of runoff from the rain and stuff, but I believe that's also a compaction issue. I've amended that with sand. I've aerated it a lot. All I can think to do now is just push it more than I have in the past. But with all that said, I told you I couldn't get out here for 2 to 3 weeks to cut this because of how wet the backyard was. Get a lot of water runoff from right there at that gate. That sidewalk is part of a diversion that I did to push water off in a different direction. This backyard was completely stripped of all topsoil. It's how bad, when we moved in, it's how bad that the water flow back down through here came. I did a lot of diversion with gutter downspouts and pipes going down through the lawn and dumping it off in the dry creek bed back in the woods here. And so with all that said, here is how she looks right now. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys this is all cupcakes and fairies out here. I do have places that still need to fill in, like this right here. There was a dead spot over there that is 100% better than what it was. There are some thin spots. It needs to be pushed more. It's due for fertilizing right now. But I didn't want to put it on with the rain. I knew as much rain as we got, it was just going to wash it all out and it'd be a waste of my money. Right now, if I put fertilizer down, the ground is still too soft for anything to be absorbed. I need a week of this thing drying out before I attempt to put any fertilizer down to get the bang for my buck on this. What I will put out is going to be a 2704. I'll put out some micronutrients on it also. And then I'm going to push up there. I'm going to hand or manually aerate all that, put some topsoil in the holes, cover it with sand, and push it with a 4600. Now this zoysia, this was expensive zoysia. And one reason you see dirt over here is because at this time of day, this never gets sun. Where you see this zoysia ending is about the line. The sun's in right now, so you really can't tell. But this zoysia, since I put it in 3 years ago, if you look at that yellow sign on that tree and you draw a straight line down through here, that's where the zoysia ended when I put it in. In 3 years, that's how much it's grown. It's spread, I mean, and that's amazing. That's a donor plot that I have over there, and what that means is, for instance, when I had an area over here, a dead spot come in, and I really didn't know what I was doing with this zoysia, I put all sorts of donor plugs in this area. It needs another one right here. But look at all these runners right now of how that's filling in. And this will be filled in this year. I'll come back in here and put that on that 4600 that you can get a big box store. Push that, it'll fill in nicely. But this yard has got a lot of dips in it. This is by no means a fairway backyard, and I'm fine with that. I'm not gonna put a ton of work into this backyard. I wanna have a nice green area when my buddies come over. We sit out, drink beer, watch TV, get in a hot tub, just enjoy the backyard, put tiki torches out here, that type of thing. So that's pretty much it. That's what's going on with the zoysia right now. I'm gonna give you another look at her. It's a beautiful green patch out here is with which what I wanted. What I probably will do out here in this area, it's very, very, very late in the season to do this. But just for shits and giggles, I might throw some rye or some fescue out there and see if it takes. I'm not gonna spend a ton of money on it because this is the main area here that I'm gonna spend my money on. So I know it's a little bit longer of a video than I normally give you guys, but I was just gonna give you an update because I get so many people that ask about this zoysia. So there she is. Bermuda / zoysia brine out.